And now the owls making their final circuit of the arena, preparing for the landing in the centre of the pond. This kind of manoeuvre is incredibly difficult. The owls' wing feathers, of course, allowing them to position themselves with incredible accuracy onto the water. And we can see as they land now, there's barely a ripple running along the surface of the water.
It really is superb, actually, isn't it? It was barely, they didn't break the water. And almost silent landing as well, wasn't it?
And of course now the owls have landed, making way for some of the more dramatic events of the day. We'll be having the crow display, shortly followed by the small partridges. The crows, of course, well known for their daredevil displays, plummeting into the stadium at speeds up to 27 knots. Very, very exhilarating for those at the front of the audience.
Very exciting.
But of course, everything here today is carried out with extreme precision and utmost regard for safety. These crows will have been training for perhaps 15 years for this date, this being possibly the pinnacle of their career. And they're plummeting down now past the pines and the larches, swooping into...
That really is superb, isn't it?
Look at that display of speed. They're just...
I'm just blown away by the speed.
Almost touching the beaks of some of the younger members.
Oh, that is stunning. I certainly wouldn't trust these sort of manoeuvres on anything but the crow. Yes, you really would trust a crow with your life, wouldn't you?
Actually, and here come some of the starlings. A vast array swooping over the stadium as a backdrop to the crows display. Quite fantastic.
Some of the crowd almost toppling over there, looking as the starlings fly directly overhead. It really was. You don't want to miss a minute of this.
And it's all action now as some seagulls come hawking into the stadium in a somewhat random display, flying hither and thither. And of course the falcons on the flanks there, just making sure that some of these high-speed displays stay within the limits of safety.
That really is, in the distance there, some incredible swooping being demonstrated by the buzzards. They can swoop from anything like 200 feet right down to a foot of the ground. They really do have complete precision control.
It's important to mention to any younger viewers watching from home, watching from your nests, that all of the birds flying today are professionals, and please don't attempt any of these feats at home. Of course, the Queen using her talons to great effect here. We can see on the big screen close up some of the welcoming gestures she's making. Just a small wave of the talons is enough to show her appreciation. So what's happening here?
There's a couple of wrens just flown in the middle of the lake. They're not supposed to be there. I don't know where they've come from. Oh, they seem to be having a bit of a squabble with each other.
And we can see the efficiency of the pigeons there.
Yes, they've moved in very quickly,
ushering the wrens to the side. Now it's time for some of the waterborne displays. We'll be having a procession of swans, followed by some of the lesser waterfowl. We'll have some ducks and some mallards, perhaps a few green tips as well, to finish off.
And there they are, in the far distance there, some gulls demonstrating some head dunking. Two of them there in perfect synchronicity. Obviously a great skill, and also a marvellous way to clean your feathers off.
It certainly is.
When you're out in the wild, you can certainly pick up a lot of grime, and the water's also good for shaking off some of those stray feathers that are on their way out but not letting go. And once you've had a good dunk in the water and you got yourself out again, you'll look like brand new.
And a lull in the proceedings now, perhaps time to think about some of the events of yesteryear, some of the great flights that we saw from Charlie Longbeak.
He really was a great flyer, and it really is fitting tribute that the grand avenue that most of the parade comes across is witnessed by his statue that was erected in his memory. great to see him up on that far hill looking down upon us all. And he clearly...
You can certainly feel his spirit here today.
Everybody's flying with him in mind. And it really does attract visitors from far and wide. Some have been known to interrupt their migration just to get here.
All of the different bird varieties that are here today are going to fly together in one grand display, a final flyover past the crowd to salute the audience on their way out of the arena on what has been the most magnificent 148 Grand Owl procession. We've seen some fine flying, some fantastic acrobatic manoeuvres. I really have enjoyed myself. It's been a fantastic day.
Yes, it's been a spectacular day. And I look very much forward to next year. And so from me,
and from me,
a very, very warm and pleasant goodbye.
Goodbye to you all.
Goodbye.